and Facebook as well. So here's the thing, as I was saying, you take that goal that you have for your first quarter, break it down into now the months, and then take that and break it down into your weeks. Now, Dawn, I think it was Dawn, someone said in the chat that sometimes you get, your ideas when you're involved gets in the way. Yes, that can most certainly be a reality for a lot of us. But what you've got to do is sit back and really take a definitive look, an analysis, first step of your 2023. You want to move forward, right? In your 2024, you've got to start with taking a look at your 2023. What goals did you have for yourself? What objectives did you have for yourself in 2023? Did you fulfill them? Where did you stand with them? Right? Were they goals that were realistic? We all know about SMART goals. Did you put the SMART goal methodology in place? Did you use some sort of an accountability system for yourself, right? Did you take a look at your metrics? Did you take a look at your KPIs? There's like this big can of worms that we have to juggle, so many moving parts in order to take a look at, assess, analyze, and then create that main objective for our first quarter. Now, this is what I love about entrepreneurs. We have some entrepreneurs that are just getting started in the business, and maybe in 2023 fourth quarter last year, whatever it may be, they did not accomplish a thing, did not accomplish a thing. And now here we are, they're putting their goals in place for, the first quarter, and they want to make millions. Okay. And you want to make millions. Okay. What are you putting in place for that? Let's be realistic. Are we going from zero to millions? Are we going from having no business to starting one business to having three businesses in 2024? Like, we really need to be realistic when we're doing our analysis. You have no one to be accountable to but yourself. You've got to speak truth to yourself. So when you sit back, what steps are you going to take? You need to create that checklist with realistic steps, realistic action steps. You can't go from zero to a million in like, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 52 weeks. I mean, if you can, I'm not, putting any money limits on anybody here, depending upon what your business is, right? If you can, then hey, more power to you. Then let's rock it. But for the most part, on the average end, Faisy, and I saw that you just raised your hand, so I invited you up to the stage. Come on up to speak. For the most part, like, how is this going to be acquired? Baby steps. Put that checklist together. Write it all out. Step 1, step 2, step 3. Put some dates, take it, put it on the calendar, right? Make it doable for yourself. Make it doable. Dawn, thank you for coming up to the stage. Let me give you this opportunity to introduce yourself. Tell us who you are and what it is that you do. And then let us know, what do you think about this first quarter checklist creation?
Well, I'll be honest, I haven't had a chance to look at it. I was listening to you speak first. Secondly, I am a lifestyle blogger, but I also have a product service that I'm introducing as Evergreen. So I'll go with that first. And then if you have any questions, I can elaborate on that with my big vision that I have.
Love it. So you're a lifestyle blogger. Tell us a little bit more about that. I find that very interesting.
Well, I'm very much an influencer. It's something that I'm very enthusiastic about. And my 3 pillars are around financial freedom, overall well-being, and a healthy lifestyle. Those are things that my blog will entail. Some of the products I sell will implement that. And obviously, long-term wise, the evergreen part of that will offer some life coaching along the way. I'm looking to really focus on women that are between 35 and 45, mainly because I feel at that age, either you have regrets or you want to create some changes in your life per se based on what that looks like for you. And I feel like it's different for all of us as women. And I want to kind of take them through a step-by-step process. In the meantime, I have had an accounting degree for 20 plus years. So there's other dynamics across the board that I can offer in the future for my overall aspect for what I want to offer. But that's part of the complexity of my business is eventually it's so massively big in my head, I had to simplify it this year into, okay, my first quarter, I want to implement my launch of my blog and launch of my products, if that makes sense, and look at bringing in an income of around $1,500. Now, I know realistically, as a financial person, I would probably exceed that. But realistically, I was looking at starting fresh, getting engagement, introducing that across the board. That first quarter, I was just looking at that as an income, and then obviously base that on my second quarter goals that I'm going to set for the year. If that makes sense. If you have suggestions, I'm very open to it.
Yeah, no, I absolutely love that. So you've got those first quarter goals set and in place, see what that income is, and then base it on your second quarter. Now that's beautiful. That's strategic, right? That's realistic.
Right.
That's smart. So I just absolutely love that. And that's really what we should be doing. So as I was saying, for your first quarter goals, you take a look at your numbers, your metrics, your KPIs, where you stood in the last quarter. And now you're developing this plan of action, this checklist as to where it is that you want to go, right? You're doing that reviewing and that reflecting process. And then you take a look at your overall objective and you refine that step by step. A lot of people get overwhelmed in this planning phase because they just see the big picture and it's like, oh my goodness, I see the big picture, the end result. So I'm going to catapult my way there. No, right? You're going to take small, detailed, strategic steps to that point. That money goal that you have, the objective of doing that launch that you have, there's a couple of things that you want to put in place, right? So first and foremost, you're looking at the strategy. You've got your money goal, you know what you want to launch. You know exactly who it is that you want to target. Beautiful. So what does the industry call for? Right? For businesses such as yourself, right? The lifestyle blog. That could be so many different parts, right? Our lifestyles is like this big circle, right? So you narrow it down. You've got to niche it. You've got to niche it to exactly where it is that you are going to be focusing on, where it is that you're going to be honing in on. And then once you've gotten that niche, you know who you're going to be speaking to, you've got that validation of what you're going to be putting out there. You took a look at your numbers from last year to see exactly where you fared. Did you make anything? Did you not make enough? How many people were interested in this? How many people were not interested in this? How your business did. Then you create that checklist to move forward. So I am an avid believer of business planning. I'm just like all of my businesses all revolve around the business planning process. And let me tell you why. It's through the business planning process that you get that clarity. Once you plan, you know what the market needs, You know how you're going to stand out in the marketplace. You know who you're going out for. You could put those dates on the calendar. You know what monetary value that you can realistically, right, expect to receive, how you're going to gain that. Then you create your checklist. Then you can create your checklist. But you need that clarity first, because let's face it, in a business, once you start the business, you know, you've got to market it, you've got, there's like, right, A through Z, so many different avenues. And for me, that business planning checklist, that business plan, guys, helps give you clarity in that area. Forget about everything that you've heard about just taking it to the bank. Like, let's just put that out of the equation right now, because this is not a talk on that. This is a talk on acquiring our first quarter goals, right? Once you have that true plan and you know how you're going to get there, it's your roadmap, it's your step. Okay, I'm going to write this week, I'm going to write this amount on this area, on this topic this week, I'm going to launch it on this day, I need these amount of weeks to launch it, this is my marketing strategy that I'm going to use, this is what I expect from my audience, right, to speak to me about, right? Once you're able to get all of that, and all of that is done in your plan, doesn't make a difference what your business is. I'm in the childcare industry. I'm in the childcare industry. And through my plan, I've been able to take a look at exactly what I want to give my students, my audience, my prospective clients that I want to attract, right? For the first quarter.
Well, and that's initially I'm gonna create 4 blog posts a month this first quarter, if that makes sense, and I'm gonna launch them once a week. And the first 4 is obviously going to be around creating the so you have a vision, right? Kind of like in business, you're going to have that overall vision of what you want your lifestyle to be like. Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of the 9-to-5 workers or individuals kind of settle in life and they don't feel like they can get where they want to go or create that life they want to have for themselves. And that's not the reality. You can create that based on what you need for yourself. And that's what my blog is really going to be detailed around. And I want it to be an interactive experience. So this was initially how I could start it out is, here's the first step you need to take is, what is your vision? What does it look like? And let's sit down and create that for ourselves, you know. And I like your idea of the business plan itself and mapping that out, because I would 100%.
That's it, mapping it out.
Lifestyle vision, like, okay, where do you see yourself in 10 years or 20 years? And if that's being debt free, then you need to look at, okay, what steps do I need to take right now that's going to help me get there? And what habits do I have at the moment that will change that dynamic, if that makes sense?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I do not think you have to be a millionaire to have that lifestyle. And I think that social media in general kind of paints that for a lot of individuals, and it discourages you in some ways. But that's just ideally, I like your point of the checklist and creating the business plan. That's probably something I really need to look at because of the complexity. And I know the steps I need to take, but like I said originally in the chat, when you're involved in a massive vision, like I am, and what I have entailed in there, it's about simplifying the process. And I 100% believe what Bo Rich says is you always put God first in, you know, what you're doing, and make sure it aligns with his plans as well. So.
Absolutely. Thank you for your share, Dawn. I truly appreciate that. Thank you. Guys, before you can move forward in any arena and any part of your business, you have to have clarity. And the business planning process helps you create that clarity. It helps you take that big picture that you have out of your head formulated onto paper. And now, once it's formulated onto paper, you can actually put action steps in place for yourself to actually have this roadmap to follow so that you know what you're doing in January, what you're doing in February, what you're doing in March. And it's not being done haphazardly, it's being done strategically. And with that strategic approach that you have for every single month, you now take that and you create and formulate your checklist so that you could acquire and achieve those goals within those 30 days, 29 days, whatever that it may be. It all has to be done strategically. A lot of people get overwhelmed and they're not able to think about this, right? Because you go day by day. You cannot run your business strategically day by day, right? At the whim of just like a hat, and expect to have your big why that, we're writing that vision. Here we are, December 31st, 2024. We've written the vision as to what it is that we've done in 24 throughout the year. You can't expect to have that done if you don't take it in small, intricate steps. If you look up above, I created a link and it's just absolutely free. There is a business planning checklist up there. You want to acquire some goals at the first quarter of 2024. You want to make X amount of dollars. You want to be at a certain point in your business where you're getting to whatever it may be, starting that business, starting that research, making those collaborations, putting out those blogs, starting your creative writing, creating that product, validating that product idea, really niching down on your clients, right? You need to have the checklist. You need to have the checklist so you can do it one step at a time. Let me tell you guys how I operate on my checklist, right? So I have my 2024 goal. I know that at the end of the first quarter, I want to make this amount of money, right? And the way I know that is because I've already decided what I want to make for 2024 across the border, across as a whole. I know what I want to make. So now I've taken that big number and I've broken it down into my 4 quarters. And now I've taken that number from my 4 quarters and I've broken it down into my monthly. And then I've taken my monthly and I've broken that down into my weekly. So when I sit back and I do my to-do weekly and I look at my weekly objectives, my weekly analysis, right? I know exactly what I'm doing. And one stream of income, one business idea, one task, one move, like chess, will lead to the productivity and the win for the next. Okay? Because step 1 has to be done first before step 2 gets done. So if you're looking to create for the first quarter, do it. Get that validation, get that clarity that you need, right? Answer all of the questions as if take yourself out of the equation. Put yourself as an investor, a partner, an employee working for yourself. Put yourself in that position. And now see yourself speaking to the CEO. And the CEO, right, is sharing with you, they're sharing with you where they want the company to grow, where they want the company to be, what they want the company to do. And you as an employee, you're like, okay, this is great. How do we do it? Right? So what would you want from your CEO? You want some sort of a list. You want them to be able to tell you step by step what to do so that we could get to wherever it is that the company needs to be, wherever the CEO sees the company. So as you being the entrepreneur, as you being the CEO, and maybe, you're a little overwhelmed because you're looking at the great big picture in this entire process, right? Take yourself out of those shoes for a minute and place yourself, as I said, into the VA, the employee, the investor, whatever role it may be. Because you, as the entrepreneur, you've got to be sharing this vision with somebody. Somebody is helping you do the work, right? Someone has to help you. And you have to be able to articulate exactly what you want for that person to give you the assistance, right? You've got to bring it out there. You've got to market it. There's got to be some sort of a plan of marketing in place, right? And that's where I'm going to pass it over to TC, because that's her baby. That's her area of expertise, where she can tell you, no matter where it is that you have yourself on the map, you want to fulfill something for your business, you've got to be strategic about your marketing efforts. That's a part of your business plan. That's a part of your checklist, okay? So before I pass it over to TC, just going to say, go right on up there, top of the page, business plan checklist. Go right on in and download a copy for yourself. And then I'm going to pass it over to TC and let her talk about the marketing efforts and the strategy that we need from that to add into our checklist. TC, I'll pass it over to you.
Okay, so first things first, right? I love this room and all the shares I've been getting. Like literally, it's been amazing. Well, anyways, your rooms are always very valuable. And talking about business planning, see, we need to be as realistic as possible when it comes down to our goals. Now, this does not have anything to do with the fact that you want to take small, right? Just because we keep talking about stay realistic, get those SMART goals, it doesn't translate to think small, right? What this means is expand yourself, explore, right? Think about how big your goals can be, right? But you want to get the plan in place to make it happen for yourself, right? So I always say this, right? If you really want to achieve success, you should always think big, right? Because when you start to think small, I feel like you never get anything done, right? But it's going to take years for you to achieve what you need to achieve. And so first things first, let's take that business planning checklist, very important. Like you have nothing to lose, right? And you have so much to gain, because at the end of the day, this will give you the results that you need to take that first step. Now, talking about the marketing aspect, when it comes down to what's the first step to take, right? So everyone is like plugging in to, oh my gosh, I want to make this amount, New Year resolution, 2024 goals, all of those great stuff. Hey, calm down, right? Take it easy on yourself and take some moment, right, to watch your space, okay? Things are going to change. Things have changed. The algorithm obviously are going to be like, up and down. Obviously your ideal clients, the same way you have like goals or resets, your ideal clients also have whatever they have going on a reset mode, right? They're thinking different. Your ideal clients are no longer thinking, they might still have the same pain points, but it might be with a switch, right? It might be with a tweak. It might be, something different. Now you want to take out that time to audit all of your marketing channels, right? That's like the first thing you want to do. Don't just go in like, oh, I have, I want to make this, I want to do that. No, take it easy on yourself. Take it easy on your plans. Now, when I mean take it easy, I'm not saying go low. I'm saying be smart about your ways, okay? I'm saying you want to, as much as possible, figure out, hey, the way I left these people, is it the same way, is it on the same frequency? Are they still on the same frequency, right, as regards to marketing? Because you want to speak their language, right? Dawn was saying something. She said, when you're in that space, you kind of won't get distracted. Now, the truth is, with social media, that could be very distracting. That's the truth. And that's why you want to be very realistic with your steps when it comes down to 2024 next level success. Now, if marketing is not your thing, don't get distracted, okay? If you need to get help, get help. If you need to get somebody who's going to maybe do your engagements, do your community building, do all of those necessary things, do not, like literally, stop thinking small. right? Marketing is an essential when it comes down to your business growth, right? Especially in the online space. Yeah, even in the offline space, like everywhere you go, marketing is like top priority, right? However, you want to. So I read one post earlier today, and the post was like, pick your poison, right? You want to choose your fights. You want to choose your battles. You want to be as intentional as your to your steps as possible. It goes down to your marketing as well, right? You want to be sure that where or the time you're spending or whatever you're doing, your time, your energy is worth it, right? Now, when I talked about auditing your marketing channels, it's important that you know that you also want to audit your activities, right? Your marketing operations. Now, all of the hours that I've spent in the last year, was it really worth it? If I use the same hours to do something else for my business, in my business, how much would that bring to the table for me, right? Mm-hmm. Evaluate all of these things, right? Your insights are not for fun, right? It's not there for decoration. Use your insights, leverage what you have to get what you want. Let us focus on the features, right, that these channels are bringing to the table for us. Now, I'm not saying change anything. I'm saying leverage what you have currently to get what you want. Okay, sometimes I know that we are so quick to like getting something new, doing something new, maybe tapping into another marketing channel, which is fine, right? I always love it when people tap into that new space. But hey, this is a very how would I put it now? This is a very critical period in your business growth journey, right? Now, what you do, what you put in between now and March, right, is has a lot to do with how your 2024 business year will go, right? Now, you want to start it on the right foot. Okay, you want to be very strategic. You want to work with your insights. You want to work with a business planning checklist that is right up above my head, right? You want to make sure that you audit your marketing systems, your sales systems. If you have funnels, you want to look into it because see, things have changed. People have moved on, right? You want to find out what frequency are they in, then infuse it in your marketing because hey, as much as we have things to sell, right, we want to speak the languages that these people understand. Now, if they've moved past the language that you used to that they understand you before, or you used to or rather you use in communicating with them maybe in 2023, right, make sure that it's still the same language that you understand. Okay, because things have changed. People are moving on. People are evolving. You also need to evolve, right? You want to find out what these people love, what they're excited about. I'm going to pass it down to Ms. Badri, but I want to say something real quick because I feel like 2024, we need to move past what you're used to. Right, so I was saying this to a friend, and I said, "Hey, 2024 is the soft life era, right? We've not come to stress ourselves, right? We were literally here, 2024, on a strategic space, right? We're not doing things with desperation. We're not doing things because we are hungry. But yeah, even if we are hungry, right, we are hungry for success. We're hungry for okay, sorry, I had the call. We're hungry for success, okay? We're hungry for profitability. We're hungry for productivity. We're hungry for efficiency. We're hungry to work less and make more money, right?
Mhm.
That's what the hunger is. We're not showing up as desperate. Hey, I must make a sale today. If I don't make a sale today, all hell. No, that's what we're doing, right? We are showing up as our best self this year. Now, for you to do that, you want to take really close look. A client of mine just reached out to me, like literally, he's the one trying to call me because he thinks I have not seen his message, but I see it. And he said, TC, I want to audit literally that's the message I saw. He says he wants to audit his channels, right? And I smiled because then it's so much of a coincidence, right? Now, it's important that you do this. It's a routine check. And I'm sure it's also, you're going to see it in the checklist as well, the business planning checklist. And so you want to put this into consideration. So I'm not going to come here to tell you this is a strategy that you know that you're going to use in trending this year. I'm going to say that whatever you need to succeed in 2024 is within your reach, right?
Yes.
All you need to do is look inwards. Okay, look inwards. Even if it means for you to ask questions, once you look inwards, it becomes easier for you to ask the right questions.
Yes.
It becomes easier for you to figure out the right people to help you get to that next level, right? Same goes with your marketing as well. So I'm going to pause there, right? Because I need you all to take out time to get that checklist right above my head, right? It's very simple, super simple. It's going to work you through step by step how you get this done. Now, the good part is it's a business planning checklist. So it's like literally encompasses every area in your business. I think I dropped a systems cleanup checklist. So somebody was asking what the difference is now. So you have like your business planning checklist, right? Which basically encompasses your entire business. Like literally, hey, I'm good to go, right? Okay, you know what? Take this step by step, everything, right? Now the systems cleanup is I have a system, okay? Like for example, your marketing system. I have a marketing system. I have a marketing space. This is what I usually would do, right? Or this is what I was doing last year, right? Now, it's a system that I used last year. Now, the systems cleanup checklist would help you figure out how to optimize it, how to make it better, how to get better conversion, right? How to look at your sales funnel, for example, and say, oh my gosh, this is what is missing, and you fix it, right? How to check your social media and say, why am I not getting the right leads? Why am I not able to get clients from Instagram? Or why am I not able to get this from that, right? That's basically what that is about. But if you're looking for a total comprehensive space to get your business to that next stage, right? I tell you, most importantly, you want to, as much as possible, take advantage of this checklist, right? They're definitely going to give you the answers that you need. I'm not going to give you answers because I don't know what's behind the back end of your business. But once you go through the checklist, it will give you the answers that you need for your business. That's it for me, everyone. Thank you so much. But I'm very excited about this space. Over to you, Miss Marjorie.
I can't help but laugh as you were talking, TC. I just absolutely love it. Thank you so much. And I just want to stress on this one thing that TC said, okay, that really stood out to me. Everything that you need to start, launch, grow your business is already within you. It's already there. It's already within you. The problem is a lot of us have that fear to take the initial steps that we need to start a business, to get a marketing plan, to reach out to an expert for help, to get someone to conduct an audit of our business. Like, what are we afraid of? Do you want the success? Do you want everything that comes with your big why of starting your business, right? Do you want that initial satisfaction for you and yours? If so, give me 1 second, guys. If so, then what you need to do, TC, I think you need to mute on. TC, okay. So if so, then you've got to take the initial step. If you're called to be an entrepreneur, if you have a dream or a vision and a gift that is within you to fulfill a purpose, and you know that there's someone out there in the masses, that there is a marketplace for what it is that you can produce and bring out to help and assist people, if you're called for that, then you've got to take that step, that initial step. But then, yes, you've got to do it strategically and you've got to formulate some sort of a plan. And you've got to tap into rooms like this where you can get the inspiration, the motivation, the resources that you need to help you fulfill a thing, right? Because let's face it, we know entrepreneurship, I don't care what anyone says. Like, some people could fight me on this, but yeah, it can be a lonely road. It can be a lonely road, even to the most prominent one that's doing great things. They once treaded upon a lonely road, but it doesn't have to be, right? It does not have to be. What you need to do is get in alignment with your objective. Find that faith within you and start creating your action steps to move forward. Small steps first, if that's what you need to take, then there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Get clarity on what you want to bring out there. What is it? It can't be 20 things. Get clear. Sit down and get clear. That one thing that you want to bring out there first. And then you can't serve 20 people. Who's that one person that really needs what you have? Focus in on that first. Why do they need it? Where are they going to use it? How can you produce it for them? Right? What is your business model going to be so that you could bring that idea to the marketplace? What is your price point going to be? Does it stand within the marketplace? How unique can you be to make these deliverables happen? What kind of a marketing system are you going to utilize so that you can get it out there? What are you going to do for accountability? You need accountability. Who are you going to collaborate with? Because no, you can't do it by yourself. Do you need an attorney? Do you need a banker? Do you need someone to help you moderate on the stage? Do you need a writer? What do you need? Do you need someone to do research for you, right? All of those collaborations, right? Do you need someone just to listen to your idea? I mean, let's just start basic, right? All of those different things, guys, are a part of your business plan, believe it or not. And that's why it helps you gain clarity. So I'm going to take myself for an example. I'm a childcare business franchise consultant and business strategist, as I said. I love everything business, but I've been in the childcare arena for 23 years. When I got to a place where I had my clients, I had my brick and mortar, and I wanted to grow, I had to get clear. And I had to say to myself, okay, this is who you want to talk to. Yes, I'm a childcare business, but no, I don't want to serve everybody out there. That's not what I was about, right? I knew exactly what my client wanted to look like, and I knew exactly the type of client that I wanted to touch, right? Now, how was I going to grow this business? Guess what I started with, guys? I started with my weaknesses. I knew what I was not good at, what I did not like, and I wrote them all down, right? Once I zoned in on those weaknesses, it was like, all right, check, 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 check. I know this is not for me. I know that's not for me. I know I need someone else to hone in on this area. And then that brought me to my big why of where I wanted to go for expansion. And then I got clarity on who I needed to bring me there. And then I got clarity on what I needed to tap into so that I could make these things become a reality for me. And that's what you need to do when you are devising your checklist. When you're putting it together for your 4 months, your 3 months, your first quarter, when you're putting it together, what steps are you going to have to take? What do you have to do right now so that Second quarter, you can move forward, right? What do you have to do right now? Do you need to draw it out, script it out, write it out, write a pitch, like whatever, maybe just get some more professional development? What do you need to do so that you could move forward? And that's what this is all about. So that business planning checklist up there, it talks about the brief description of your offerings, okay? Gives you some information on how to fine tune that. Your USP, your unique selling proposition. How are you going to script that to bring that to the marketplace, right? What marketing efforts are you going to use? What research, like your research of your market analysis. Who are you going to look at? What do you look at? You don't just go to people's websites and say, all right, this is what this person's doing, and I'm going to emulate the same thing. No, there's a whole different strategy on that. And that business planning checklist breaks it down and it helps you with that so that you can get it. Then your dollars, there's so many people struggle with, what should I price? What should my pricing be? Okay. Let me tell you something. When I had my brick and mortar, I was one of the brick and mortar businesses surrounded by very similar, same identical businesses in my area within walking distance, and I still charged more than anyone else in my area. Why? Because of the value that I was bringing. I was not pairing myself up to deliver, even though I was childcare. Yes, and we all care for kids, right? But I was not pairing myself up to be the same identical as the one next door, as my neighbor. So my price point and my pricing structure was different. The same now in my coaching and consulting services. My deliverables are different. My teaching methods, my strategies, the value that people walk away with is different. So the pricing model can then be different, right? And there's so many other things that you need to take and put into that. So download that, and then you need to do an audit, as TC said, of your system. If you are an entrepreneur already and you're in business, believe me, this is a new year. You want new goals, new objectives. You need to toss what did not work, okay? And sometimes you need an expert to sit there and pull things out of you so it could be like, that's right. Yeah, that's why it didn't go. That's why it didn't work. So that's why you need that audit, because that expert can see things that you can't see because you're fixed on your vision, right? You've got like blinders on. So grab that checklist that is there in the chat as well. Before we end the room, let me just go through here. I need a checklist guidance step by step. I love it. Pezim, do me a favor. Send me a DM. I want to chat with you. Let's chat. Okay. Dawn, eventually want to have a brick and mortar. Great. Beautiful. Okay. I hope, guys, that these rooms were helpful to you. I hope it brought you some valuable insight. I hope that, oops, I just my screen. I hope that it brought you some information that is going to be helpful to you in your first quarter setup. I'm going to say this. It's January 9th. If you have not already started setting up first quarter, get it done. Because at this point, this is the truth and the reality. You should be on second quarter. Okay? You should be planning second quarter right now. So if you haven't, okay, it is what it is. But get first quarter done and knock it out of the park now. Tap into whoever you need to tap into so that you can get moving, okay? Knock it out of the park and get second quarter on your mind. You cannot wait until second quarter is here to start making the second quarter plan. You're losing time, energy, and money, okay? So with that, I hope this room was helpful. I'm Marjorie Mallard, your childcare business franchise consultant. And for those of you that are out there on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, I can't see right now. But if you have any questions pertaining to the checklist that I've been speaking to, go ahead, please send me a DM and I'll make sure to have it in your inbox. For all of you that are here on in the Hustle House, please send us a DM. Myself, TC, if you have any questions about planning, about the checklist, about auditing, about funnels, about marketing, myself and TC, we're here for you. I'm the person with the business planning. TC is the person with automation systems, funnels, and marketing. Okay, so send us any questions that you have. Tap into any of the resources that we have. And I hope to meet you guys back here next Tuesday, same time, same place, different topic. Be blessed. It's been a really great past hour. I truly love this conversation. With that, TC, I'm going to pass the mic over to you to close out. And to you guys out there that are on, let's see. TC, are you available to close out? Okay.
Yes, I am. So I just wanted to.
So for those of you that are out there on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, Marjorie Mallard, your child care business franchise consultant. I help with the business planning process. I also help take all of the complexities out of your business planning needs. You're trying to start that child care business. You're trying to get clarity on your business ideas. You want to come up with a strategic plan, step-by-step guidance, mentorship. I am your person. I've been a child care business owner for 23 years, coach and consultant as well. Plenty of years, background, experience, and I love to be able to share and pour that onto you. For my childcare business owners and prospective owners, this coming Saturday, I am holding a masterclass. If you look on my feed, you go to the link in the bio, you'll get more information. But I'm hosting a masterclass on the 9 most common mistakes that childcare business owners make in their startup process. It is absolutely free. So tap into it. Go ahead, register, and save your seat. I hope to meet you and see you there. We're going to be closing out soon here. So with that, I'm going to end this stream. Thank you, everyone. You guys be blessed. Have a great day. And I will be back on tonight at 8 p.m. EST to talk about some of those common mistakes. Have a great one.